Hi, everyone. It's Sarah. Hello, hello. I am going to introduce you in a second to Jordan. If you see me, you know we're trying to fundraise for an animal. And unfortunately, Kimbo is no longer here, but that does not mean that we cannot help and try to fundraise for Jordan. So, hi, Jordan. I'm going to bring you in right now. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yes. So, can you tell us a little bit about Kimbo? And I'm so sorry, that you lost the dog, but we still would like to hear about.
So when I met Jesse, he already had Kimbo and he was his dog. And then we've been together for almost 10 years. And so Kimbo was my dog for about 8 years. And so how it started out, how we found out he had chemodectoma was we noticed this like fluid sac on the front of his neck when I would put his collar on to take him for a walk. And so we went to the vet and had it checked out. And they did an x ray. And my vet told me that he thought it was like a swollen lymph node. I think he was just being nice. And we ended up going to Aurora and they did a bunch of diagnostics. And he had a huge chemodectoma that they said because he was part bully, his chest was really wide, and unfortunately, it had a lot of room to grow, and it got so big that it took up his whole chest that the fluid was then pushing up on his neck, and then was our symptom of knowing that he had it. He didn't have any other symptoms except when we went on walks, he couldn't last very long, and we kind of just thought it was because he was getting old, because he was 10 years old. So we kind of just like, I would shorten his walks, and I thought it was just because he was getting to be an old man, but it turns out it wasn't. So they gave us a bunch of treatment options, and we went with the option that would bring him in for I think it was 5 sessions of chemotherapy. And after like the third session, so he started losing a ton of weight. He wasn't eating anymore, and he started losing his fur. And then we kept having to go back in between. So we were going once a week for the sessions, and we kept having to go back in between to get the fluid drained. And unfortunately, he made it to the fourth session, and we had to bring him in and put him down. It was just so bad. He could barely walk. He hadn't eaten in days, and he was just skin and bones by that time. And they said we can't just keep bringing him back and doing the fluid, and the treatment wasn't working. So we ended up putting him down, and then I think the whole thing was like 14 to $15,000. And of course, I used the Care credit card, and then once the promotion ended, we transferred it to a loan, and we're still paying on it. And that was over 2 years ago. But he was like the best dog. I called him the doggy who started it all because I had never had a dog personally, except for my family dog when I was growing up. And then when we got together, he became my first dog after moving out.
It's so hard to be spending that much money and having hope that it's going to work, and then be left with no dog and a pile of bills
Yeah,
you can't get rid of. It's so hard, and I know so many people say I'd do it all over again. I don't care about the cost of putting my dog back. So yeah, I feel that it's really is hard. So I know, I think you had like $4,400.98 left on your final bill. Is that right?
yeah. What I sent you was our current balance, and I think I've made a payment since then, so I could check it again.
Okay. Well, we'll pay the rest of it for you.
Oh, that is so nice of you guys. Thank you so much.
But yes, if you're watching and you can donate, please donate, because we want to help obviously more dogs. But again, Jordan, you're a perfect example of a dog. Unfortunately, you're losing a dog. You lost a dog, but we still want to help, because we know that pain is there and that financial burden is there. So we're honored to help you.
That is so nice of you guys. Thank you so much. I honestly, at the time, I never thought about like trying to reach out to anybody because it's like you're just worried about what's happening at that time and you just need to get it taken care of. But I appreciate it so much.
You're so welcome. We're honored to
Thank you
help.
so much.
Awesome, Jordan. That was perfect. Thank you. I'm sure that helps.
Thank you. I'm gonna go cry now.
Yeah, all good. So what I'll do is I'll just round up to $5,000.